You're listening to Eat, Drink, Explore Media's Market Fresh, live every Thursday evening right here on Crush 92.5 FM. Now, broadcasting live from the heart of downtown San Luis Obispo, here's your host, Randall White.
And a very, very good Thursday evening to you as always as we kick off another live edition of Market Fresh. Heard each week from 5 until 6 p.m. right here on Crush 92.5 FM in San Luis Obispo County. I am your host, Randall White. It is the 20th day of June 2013, and for most people living in the United States, summer starts tomorrow, but in the Pacific time zone, so the summer solstice hits exactly at 10:04. So in the Pacific and the Mountain time zones, we start summer a whole day earlier. Today, it's still fall, what am I saying? Spring, technically, right now, but tonight at 10:04, if I did my calculations correctly, we begin summer, and then tomorrow is the first full day of summer for us here, and summertime fruits are coming to the farmers market. That is for sure. If you've been to one recently, you know how tasty everything looks. We'll have a check of the Market Fresh forecast, see how summery it is, coming up a little later in the show. I am your host, Randall White, sharing my passion for local and sustainable foods each and every week here on Crush. And a reminder, you can watch a video simulcast of the show online live on the Market Fresh page at eatdrinkexplore.com, or by using our free smartphone or tablet apps. Just search Eat, Drink, Explore right there in the iPhone App Store or the iPad, just the Apple App Store, or the Google Play. Those are the two app places we are located. Just ahead on our Fresh News segment, we're heading to this year's Roll Out the Barrels, taking place right now as we speak in Mission Plaza. I just walked over there because it's not too far from our downtown studio, and people are already filing into the plaza and getting their glasses of locally made San Luis Obispo County wine and local treats from, the different restaurants in town. Everything looked fantastic. We'll likely head over there after the show as well. It's windy. Hold on to your hat if you're heading down there. I should let you know that. I recorded some video because we'll be speaking with one of the organizers, and I wanted to be able to show people watching our video simulcast, but I can't figure out how to get it from my Droid to the to the computer that would show it to you. So it's here on my phone, but that doesn't do you much good at home. I'll just tell you, theater of the mind for all of you listening on radio, it looks really pleasant there, and they had a nice band playing Lou Reed. That was what I heard. Also ahead on our show this week, we are learning about California's stone fruit industry, since we are moving right into peak stone fruit season. From some experts in the field, specifically, we're headed to this weekend's organic stone fruit Jubilee in Fresno County. Interesting stuff here, including some unusual types of stone fruit you may have never heard of. And which nut do you probably eat on a regular basis, which is actually the pit of a stone fruit? Those answers and more coming up in the next segment. Then at the bottom of the hour, we welcome our good friend Josh Kristensen back to the show. He is the mixologist at Sidecar Restaurant here in San Luis Obispo, showing us how to mix up some fresh, seasonal, summertime cocktails for your backyard soiree. So you'll want to hear Josh's tips for the coming months. He is a top mixologist and really knows his goods. And then at the end of the show, we will wrap up the Higuera Street Market, let you know what the entertainment lineup is. It's the 30th year, the 30th anniversary for the event. And so we will be telling you there's a special band here tonight for that. All right. This hour of Eat, Drink, Explore Radio brought to you by Eberly Winery in Paso Robles, open daily 10 to 6 with complimentary wine tasting and cave tours, voted by Wine Spectator as one of the best tours on the Central Coast. Eberly Winery, EBERLE winery.com. This is Market Fresh. We're back in just a moment.
It's Market Fresh on Crush 92.5 FM.
Can we have your attention for a moment? Eat, Drink, Explore Media has an important date we want to share with you. Saturday, July 13th. We invite you to join us at a craft beer and food event like no other. At last count, generous samples from more than 70 breweries will be paired with local culinary treats for the 2013 Breast Fest along San Francisco's waterfront at Fort Mason. Going on its 14th year, the annual Breast Fest has grown dramatically, raising money for an incredibly important cause, providing free, complimentary treatments for women battling breast cancer. The Charlotte Maxwell Clinic offers services such as acupuncture, massage, organic foods, and transportation. The clinic's core mission to provide relief from the terrible side effects of cancer and its treatments. Eat, Drink, Explore Media is very proud to be among the main sponsors for this year's event. For more information, go to thebreastfest.org. Welcome back to Market Fresh here on Crush 92.5 FM. I am your host, Randall White, and it is time to take a look at what is happening in California's fields. This is our crop report. Grapevine training and bunch thinning still underway, allowing more sunlight and airflow. The early variety peach, nectarine, and plum harvests are slowing down, if not over. Mid-season variety stone fruits developing nicely. Apricots and cherries being harvested. The picking and packing of blueberries and strawberries is still underway. Pomegranate and olive bloom is finished. The late navel orange harvest is nearing completion. As far as veggies go, snow peas, cucumbers, green beans, bell peppers, basil and other herbs, chives, cilantro, turnips, kale, cabbage, and sugar snap peas. Also lettuce, onions, garlic, squash. The favas are still out there, the fava beans, and radishes, all showing up at your local farmers markets. Watermelon plants are growing well. I'm excited about that, as are early planted cantaloupe. All right, there is a big event that happens each and every year here in San Luis Obispo. It is a weekend-long event that kicks off in the Mission Plaza. It happens to be kicking off as we speak right now. It is called Roll Out the Barrels. And here to join us on the live line right now is Mike Sinor with slowwine.com. Tell us a little bit about tonight's event. Hey, Mike.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good, thank you, and I appreciate you joining us. I know that you're right in the heat of things right now, and if I was throwing some big event like that, the last thing I'd want to do is step away for 2 seconds.
No worries, man. No worries. It's great to share what we have going on here. You know, we got right now about 300 people at the Mission Plaza, and about 30 wineries pouring some great wines, and about 30 chefs preparing little bites of food to pair with that wine.
That's terrific. I just walked over there because our studio is only about a block and a half from there, and captured some video. Unfortunately, I never transferred it to the computer, but I can tell people that it just looks like a really nice event. There was a band playing as well. Where's the music? Who's providing the music?
You know, I am not exactly sure who the music is.
That's okay. Yeah.
I apologize. As being a winemaker, we were pulling leaves actually this morning in the vineyard, and today I'm here pouring wine. So,
so tell me, Mike, what are some of the different wineries represented? They're all from San Luis Obispo County, right? That's one of the, I guess.
Our association is San Luis Wine Country, and we've got wines like Pismo Beach Winery. The guys are up from Pismo pouring their wines. We got Sexton here, Tally. Autry, Steve Autry is the kind of newer guy on the scene, making some great wines. He's here pouring wine today.
I love Sexton. Sexton's delicious.
Yeah, and in fact, they're pouring. Looks like one of their Pinots and maybe a Cabernet too. So,
and
they've got a huge group right there at their table.
So people can. So this is the first event, and then this one goes for a couple hours more, and then there are other events like tomorrow night. There's a wine dinner. Is that right?
Yeah, correct. There's different winemaker dinners throughout the area. Today, we sort of kick it off, but the real heart of it is the passport weekend. So you can go to slowwine.com and buy a passport, and all these wineries are having really special open houses. Some of them have bands, so they have different foods and stuff, and so it's an opportunity to kind of see the wineries you may know about, but also there's some other wineries that only open up this weekend, too. So it's kind of a unique time here in San Luis.
Is this real? How long has Roll Out the Barrel been going on?
It's our 23rd annual, believe it or not.
23rd annual. I still think of it as a new event, but It's not new at all.
It's not, and that's kind of the funny part about our little wine part here, just south of, San Luis Obispo, Edna Valley, Arroyo Grande, Avila, Pismo. We are kind of the underdogs with wine because not everybody, even guys that have lived here for 30 years go, wait a minute, there's a tasting room 5 minutes south of Higuera Street?
Right.
But yeah, we actually have 12 tasting rooms down there, so we are still kind of the underdog,
Mike, that's so funny that you say that because over the past, 6 months or so, I've had several people visit from out of town. And for time constraints, we didn't have a chance to get up to Paso. And so we ended up exploring Edna Valley. And the very first thing everyone said was exactly what you just said. What? Like, there's this wine region right here. And I was even surprised. I went to school here in the late 80s. I was like, I can't believe how many wineries we have with such a short distance of our home.
It's a reality of it. There's just not a lot of wineries here, and they're all kind of smaller, with not a lot of vocal ability, but they're just kind of mostly mom-and-pop shops with taste rooms, growing mostly all local grapes here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still kind of a discovered area of our region.
And so at this evening's event that's taking place currently in Mission Plaza, you've got the wine that's being poured, and then you mentioned that there's some 30 chefs or so from local restaurants. Are they serving like little like tapas and stuff so you can just get a sense of what their restaurant has?
Exactly. I'm standing in front of the Granada Bistro, a hip new restaurant here in St. Louis. They got food. The Perry Knife is a caterer, and a Bliss Cafe. I think they're from Los Osos, I think. And so he's just right now in front of me, just serving up this great. Actually, he's got kind of a salad going on with. What's inside that dish right there? A roasted beef quinoa salad, dude.
Ooh.
Awesome, from the Bliss Cafe. Where are you guys located? I don't know the sound of the bridge there. In the network in San Luis Obispo.
Right, they're right on Higuera. They moved into that location between the creek and Higuera Street, and they're fantastic. I go there and get food from them all the time. They're mostly a vegan, vegetarian place.
Yeah, and he's got plates, just put it on plates right here next to Pismo Beach Winery and stuff.
I love it. And table. Out our studio window right now, I can look over and see Granada Bistro. So I'm very familiar with both places you just mentioned, and the food fantastic at both of them. We're so spoiled, not just with the proximity to so many great wineries, but the food that goes with it. And I think that just is sort of a side effect of being in wine country.
Oh, that's exactly right. I'm sitting here with Robbins Family Farms. Bobby Robbins has been under olive oil for a few years now, and there's this locally grown olive oil produced here, and it goes great with wine. It's a great spot.
Yeah, and then all the olive on top of it. And then, of course, tonight, the whole reason we have the show, Market Fresh, is because of Thursday night's big farmers market. So do you ever get any spillover at the Roll Out the Barrels event from the farmers market people that, last minute are like, oh, I didn't even know this was going on?
We do, but we seem to kind of hit our stride because the place sold out, so this is a sold-out show down here today, but it's a great place to, and tell people about what's going on this weekend as far as the passports.
Right, and people can, like you said, do the passport still for the rest of the weekend, which would be a lot of fun, and get to know your local wine growers and experience it unlike you would experience it on most weekends because the winemakers are doing a lot of special things.
Exactly, and as I look around here, I see 4 local winemakers pouring their wine, just enjoying it here, so it's a pretty unique spot.
I love it. Mike, I'll come over and say hi to you after the show's over, and I appreciate you coming on during the event. Mike Sidor.
Man, it's all good. It's game time, but we got to talk about the game, so come on over and come on down and enjoy it.
Awesome. Mike Sidor, slowwine.com. That's SLOwine.com. The Roll Out the Barrels event in the Mission Plaza tonight, and then the passport throughout the rest of the weekend. Mike, make it a great night. We'll see you later.
Thank you, sir. Cheers.
All right, stick around, everyone, because we're staying with the drink theme tonight. We are headed to Sidecar Restaurant, which is on Broad between Higuera and Marsh Streets. And it is a fantastic, seasonal, local, fresh kind of place. And the bartender there, the big guy, Josh Kristensen, really knows how to mix up his drinks, and he will share some of his favorite summertime concoctions. Stay tuned. You're listening to Market Fresh on Crush 92.5 FM. I'm your host, Randall White.
It's Market Fresh on Crush 92.5 FM.
Randall White here, host of Eat, Drink, Explore Radio, with a tip for Central Coast wine tasting. Eberly Winery was recently voted Winery of the Year by the world's top sommeliers and has one of the best local tours according to Wine Spectator. Eberly Winery open daily 10 to 6, and the winery's cave tours and wine tasting always complimentary. It's easy to find, too. Located on Highway 46 East, just 3.5 miles from Highway 101. Now it's time to plan your visit. Just head to eberlywinery.com.
Seems everybody's going organic, including lawn care. Did you know communities across the country are converting their lawns, playgrounds, and playing fields to an organic care program? And it's working. You can safely control weeds and pests and have a beautiful lawn. Your kids, pets, and water supplies will be safer, and your neighbors will be green with envy. Oh, and in the long run, organic lawn care is cheaper than doing it the conventional way. Switch to organic lawn care today. Visit pesticidefreelawns.org. The folks who brought you this public service message. Check out pesticidefreelawns.org today.
Can we have your attention for a moment? Eat, Drink, Explore Media has an important date we want to share with you. Saturday, July 13th. We invite you to join us at a craft beer and food event like no other. At last count, generous samples from more than 70 breweries will be paired with local culinary treats for the 2013 Breast Fest along San Francisco's waterfront at Fort Mason. Going on its 14th year, the annual Breast Fest has grown dramatically, raising money for an incredibly important cause, providing free, complimentary treatments for women battling breast cancer. The Charlotte Maxwell Clinic offers services such as acupuncture, massage, organic foods, and transportation. The clinic's core mission to provide relief from the terrible side effects of cancer and its treatments. Eat, Drink, Explore Media is very proud to be among the main sponsors for this year's event. For more information, go to thebreastfest.org.
Market Fresh, broadcasting live from the heart of downtown San Luis Obispo. Here's your host, Randall White.
19 minutes past the hour here on the Eat, Drink, Explore Radio Network. Great to have you joining us this fine mid-June day as we head into California's peak stone fruit season. So lots of fresh, ripe, organic, locally grown peaches, nectarines, plums, and cherries at your neighborhood farmers market and produce departments. Hundreds of stone fruit varieties are grown in the San Joaquin Valley of California and then shipped to many locations around the world. This coming Saturday, June the 22nd, in the Fresno County town of Clovis, is the Organic Stone Fruit Jubilee, celebrating the area's ag crop. And joining us now to talk about the event is Tom Willey. He's a Madera organic farmer and is the host of his own radio program called Down on the Farm, heard in Fresno. And Ken Dickerson, the executive director of Santa Cruz County-based Eco Farm, the organization that's putting on Saturday's Jubilee, along with Slow Food Madera. Welcome, guys.
Well, thank you, Randall. Thanks for the plug for your a competing radio show there.
Oh, yeah. No worries. It's all good. We're talking about fresh fruit and can't get enough of that. So,
right, that's what we talk about over here, too.
Hey, Ken, let's start with you. What is Eco Farm's main goal as an organization, and then how is the Jubilee tied into that?
Oh, sure. The Ecological Farming Association's main goal is to work on behalf of facilitating, educating, and advocating for safety, health, and justice in our food and farming system. And how we do that is by conducting primarily education focused for the farmer, so technical training and support for farmers, and then also connecting farmers with citizens and people who are interested to understand a path to better health and wonderful and diverse and fresh and tasty produce through events like the Stone Fruit Jubilee.
Right, and you're based in Santa Cruz County, but you hold these things all over the state, right?
Yes, we have a number of events that we host. We host the Ecological Farming Conference that you had mentioned. It's at Asilomar here on the Central Coast, and that's in January. It's primarily a conference made up about 50% farmers, and then the rest of the people interested in seeing the continued transformation of the food and farming system towards healthfulness. We also have the Hose Down Festival, which is held on Full Belly Farm, and that is an event that's a farm festival and education event with camping for the family, and that's the first weekend in October.
Where's Full Belly Farm? I love the name, first off, but where's that located?
Full Belly Farm is in Capay. It's not far from Davis, California. The little town there is called Gwinda.
Yeah, beautiful, back in a little valley.
Yes.
And so the Stone Fruit Jubilee is one of these events then that helps connect the consumer and the farmer, and a little bit of education with some sampling as well. And Tom, hundreds of varieties of stone fruit are grown in the Central Valley, as I mentioned in the intro there. And aside from the ones most people know, like your peaches and your nectarines, what are some of the types that are a little more unique and will be fun to sample at the upcoming event?
There's a whole panoply now of pluots and apriums, which are a cross between plum and apricot. Actually, a lot of people don't realize it, but all of our stone fruits, and all the way, including almonds, peaches, plums, nectarines, they're all in a genus or a species called Prunus, and they can actually be crossed with each other. Even cherries are. So there's a lot of work being done with some of these really brilliant breeders around here to cross different fruits that we consider quite unique from each other, but they're actually in the same species, and so they're coming up with things like pluots, which you can actually tell is the combination of the name plum and apricot. So those are the ones that have a greater plum influence. And then the apriums are also a combination of those two words, but because the apricot part of it is first, and their progeny emphasize more the aprium, but it also has plum parentage in it. So there's a lot of interesting things going on with new and unique fruits here. And all of the growers that we have, about 10 or 12 growers that participate in the Stone Fruit Jubilee, come from this area that we call the Golden Triangle, which is kind of in the Reedley, Parlier, Kingsburg area that is just classically perfect for tree fruit, with beautiful sandy loam soils and good water out of the Kings River and perfect climate for stone fruits of all kinds. And so there's a lot of the production is concentrated there. Several of these families have been in the business for over 100 years, over several generations, and we're inviting people from all parts and all areas of California to come and celebrate and enjoy with us and taste these wares and elevate the status of these great farmers that are not only growing these wonderful fruits, but they're growing them organically.
Tom, did I hear you include almonds in the long list of stone fruit?
That's correct, yeah.
So an almond is a stone fruit?
It is a stone fruit, yes.
I would have never known that.
We're just interested in eating the pit and not the flesh.
I see. Okay.
All the other stone fruits were interested in the flesh and not the pit.
Right.
It's fascinating botany to the whole business.
Do you happen to know what percentage of the nation's stone fruit comes from that Golden Triangle?
From this area here, a significant percentage of it. I would guess maybe somewhere on the order of 50%.
Yeah. It's amazing. Our state just tops so many lists. You can just go down from kiwi to avocados, where we provide the nation with the bulk of it. And for a while, I didn't live in California. I lived back in Wisconsin. And when you'd go into, say, a Whole Foods or something, you walk down the produce aisle and you just see California, all the way down. And that always made me proud, being a native Californian. So,
well, Georgia is famous for peaches, and and then Michigan is really more famous for cherries and apples. But there's kind of something a little wrong with so much of a valuable set of fruits like that being grown in one location and shipped to the whole country.
Right.
There's actually kind of a movement to relocalize fruit production now, because the stone fruit industry has really had rough times out here over the last few years, because they're not able to pick a ripe peach like you can pick a ripe bunch of grapes and ship it to New York City or Toronto. So they really actually picking half-ripe fruit and shipping it to those locations, and it looks wonderful in the supermarket. It looks beautiful, but it doesn't taste like it looks.
Yeah, we all know what that's like.
So the industrial long-distance shipped fruit, it has really been disappointing the customer base that's waking up more to flavor. And so there's been quite a decline in the industry here. A number of thousands of acres have been bulldozed, and a number of packing sheds have gone out of business. So the industry has been struggling and is kind of trying to reinvent itself. And that's what was the impetus for starting the Organic Stone Fruit Jubilee, because there's been so much emphasis on shipping fruit away from here that the people that live in this area, there's a million residents, urban people in Fresno County alone, haven't really been enjoying tree-ripe fruit from their own backyard, so to speak, their own commercial farming backyard, or this Golden Triangle. So that's what we're focusing on with this event.
Well, Tom and Ken, thank you so much for joining us. Quickly, Tom, what are the hours on Saturday?
It starts at 4 in the afternoon. The fruit tasting starts at 5 p.m., and the event goes until 8. There will be a lot of other things going on as well as just the fruit tasting. And you can get more information at www.fruitjubilee.org.
Excellent. And we have a link at eatdrinkexplore.com. Tom Willey and Ken Dickerson, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Randall.
Thank you, Randall.
All right, stick around, everyone. Just after the break, we're headed to Sonoma County for a little beer tasting. Back in a moment. California business owners, entrepreneurs, farmers, authors, and other professionals, this message is for you. We're looking to highlight those of you who give back to the community, care about the environment, and have the health of our state as part of your business model or focus. Our new California Love website is in the beta testing phase. So, during the next few months, we're offering free listings to qualified people or business entities. It's a win-win situation. You help populate our site with quality, locally owned California companies, and we help direct customers to your business or product. Simply head over to CALUV.com. That's CA as in California, LUV as in a cute way to spell love.com, and enter the information for your business today. Why wouldn't you? It's easy and it's free. CALUV.com, the California Love Business Recommendation Tool.
Seems everybody's going organic, including lawn care. Did you know communities across the country are converting their lawns, playgrounds, and playing fields to an organic care program? And it's working. You can safely control weeds and pests and have a beautiful lawn. Your kids, pets, and water supplies will be safer, and your neighbors will be green with envy. Oh, and in the long run, organic lawn care is cheaper than doing it the conventional way. Switch to organic lawn care today. Visit pesticidefreelawns.org, the folks who brought you this public service message. Check out pesticidefreelawns.org today.
At the American Lung Association, we're fighting for a day when we can all breathe easier. We're fighting for clear skies over every city and healthy lungs throughout the country. We're fighting to free millions of Americans from the addictive grip of tobacco and the devastating effects of lung disease. The American Lung Association isn't just fighting for air, we're fighting for all the things that make it worth breathing, and we can use your help. See what you can do at fightingforair.org.
Market Fresh, broadcasting live from the heart of downtown San Luis Obispo. Here's your host, Randall White.
5:33 now the time. Great to have you with us, everyone, here for Market Fresh on Crush 92.5 FM. They are setting up on the market, at the market on Higuera Street, just beneath us, between Osos and Morro, is where we broadcast the show. And you can smell it. You can smell the farmers market. You know that, is it white oak or red oak that they burn for the tri-tip? Every week we go over that. I should know it by now. But you can smell the food on the grills, and they just sealed off the streets at 5:30. So now the trucks from the produce vendors are backing up and setting up their tents and getting everything underway. And you can grab your canvas bag at home, or if it's in the backseat of your car like it should be, pull over, come on down to the market. They can start selling about a half an hour from now. And you can pick up some really great locally grown produce, herbs, all sorts of things that will really mix up nicely for this weekend when you have some friends over to the house and you make up a batch of cocktails that are seasonally inspired. And that is our topic tonight. We welcome Josh Kristensen to the show from Sidecar, San Luis Obispo on Broad Street between Higuera and Marsh. I have that right, don't I, Josh?
You got it. Nailed it.
Josh is our favorite. We go see him as often as possible. The restaurant is just... I love everything you guys do. It's such an incredibly inspired menu with things you don't find really anywhere else in town.
I don't even know what to say. Thank you. We have a lot of fun doing what we do. We've got a lot of people who care.
Yeah.
And hopefully that's reflected. And, whenever someone like you comes in and says that, it kind of just makes our day.
And I love when you can then, order some really unique things off of the menu and then pair that with something nice that you guys have created there at the bar. Delicious, of course. So this is the time of year. We are right in getting into the thick of it where there's almost an unlimited number of things that you could choose, right? To put together some...
Absolutely.
Some cocktails.
Obviously, it's kind of summer year-round in California. We've got the best of every world here. But going into actual real summertime is just such a fun time for us. We've got, like you said, just basically, limitless possibilities.
So I noticed a couple of years ago, maybe longer than that, but it's relatively recent, that there was a big push toward using what a lot of people would think of as savory herbs in cocktails. Like mixing in, you might get a cocktail that has a fresh twig of rosemary in it.
Sage, thyme.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you doing that at Sidecar?
Currently we don't have anything with those savory herbs, but that is coming.
Yeah.
And actually, we just got our barrel today. We're going to be doing some barrel aging of some fresh herb infused liquors that we've got at the bar.
That?
Yeah, so it's going to be, I don't want to
let the
get
cat
crazy.
out of the bag. Right?
Yeah, but some fun stuff's going to be dropping in about 4 to 6 weeks. That is going to be it's just going to be a fun stuff, fun stuff for us to do. And it's kind of like the next step in our evolution as a restaurant and as a bar at Sidecar is to continue doing that stuff. We've infused a couple different vodkas in-house since day one, but we're going to be taking that to kind of like another level with some of the stuff that we're going to be doing and then barrel aging ourselves.
I love it.
Some fun things.
Where'd you get the barrel?
One of my distributors came by and was like, look, I thought this might be perfect for you. And I was like, you read my mind, man. Because I was literally online looking at barrels. I was basically looking at a couple wineries up in Paso to see if I could steal some of their, some of their stuff.
Right.
I was contacting a couple people and actually I'm still in the process of talking to someone, and I'm going to get some used wine barrels, which are going to be super fun to play with because they're already influenced, right? By these local wines that have been, aged in these barrels. I want to use some of those to play with a couple spirits as well and kind of like give it an even more local flavor. Yeah,
because they leave behind their residue, and then that becomes part of the whole flavor complex flavor pattern.
Exactly right. It just imparts, and it's subtle. It's not crazy, but it'll absolutely affect the coloring of the spirit as well as the overall flavor. And there's just so many cool. There's so many amazing, talented people who are creative, doing just amazing things in our home.
Yeah,
on the Central Coast, and to be able to utilize those people and use them as resources to, just do fun and creative and new things
and come up with new things.
That's a cool thing.
Seems like a laboratory for that at Sidecar, new and inventive and that sort of thing. So you mentioned infusion. How long does that take? Like it's really not something you can do overnight.
It really depends on what you're trying to do and what you're using. Honestly, if you've got Everclear and you've got a vanilla bean, that's going to be very vanilla very quick.
Yeah.
Because the higher the alcohol content, the more the quicker it kind of like pulls.
Yeah.
Flavoring out of what you're trying to infuse or macerate. We don't do anything with anything that high proof. We're doing it with vodka, which is 80 proof. And so it takes a little bit longer, but again, it depends on where the vanilla really pulls out pretty quick. So we do fresh, like vanilla bean infused vodka, and that doesn't take terribly long, just a couple days. But some of the other things will take a little bit longer. The garlic takes a little bit longer. But again, it's a very potent, powerful, thing that we're putting into that vodka. So it imparts itself fairly quickly. The jalapeno.
Did you say garlic?
Garlic.
So garlic vodka.
We do that in one of our specialty Bloody Marys for
you know what?
time.
Perfect. Yeah, exactly. And that is a savory drink. So
absolutely savory. And it's you want to talk about summertime, all day, every day brunch.
Yeah.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Sipping on a nice Bloody Mary after maybe a night of partying. I don't know.
Just saying. Just a bartender saying.
Might have just been a night of work for me. I don't know.
Yeah.
But to be able to do some of our fun Bloody Marys is just a blast for us because we do a jalapeno infused vodka in our Atomic Bloody Mary that is just spicy all day. And I'll tell you right now, you got to have some big britches to kind of get through that one because it is pretty spicy. It'll clean you out, but man,
so you can leave. It's
awesome.
You can leave the Tabasco alone for that one.
Don't even.
Yeah,
you don't even need to touch it.
I'm probably going to get a lot of hate mail on this, but I am just not a Tabasco fan, and I never have been. My go-to is Cholula. I love
me some Cholula.
Love Cholula, and I love the one that's made on the Central Coast. If you consider Gilroy the Central Coast, the Pepper Plant.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
no,
Pepper Plant's good,
phenomenal.
isn't it?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love
Tons
that
of
one.
great, that real flavor. A lot of these mass-produced products, you just
they lose
feels
it.
like it was bottled in a plant because it was,
right.
And
I've been to the Pepper Plant. I've been to that guy's warehouse, and it is real. It's a hands-on operation. And
absolutely.
I love that they do that and they mix it up. So with the current crop of stuff that's available at the market, I mean, I know we have strawberries pretty much year round. We are still in strawberry season.
No, but that's season. I mean, technically, in most parts of the country, you're looking at kind of June to August.
Yeah.
Right for strawberries, and obviously since as we mentioned earlier, the California, we're kind of like the eternal summer, but it's time to feature strawberries.
Yeah, and you see more organic strawberries this time of year because they can grow this time of year.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what you want to mix things.
Sweeter strawberries.
They are, right? You work with a lot of organics there.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
As much as we can, honestly.
So can you pick out a couple of items that someone shopping at the market tonight might grab and then throw together a little concoction this weekend with their friends?
I'm gonna give you all an easy peasy one for the listeners out there. I want you guys to be able to have fun with this. This will please just about everyone. Now, if you got a really hardcore Scotch drinker,
right?
Maybe pump the brakes before you give them.
Well,
this
they're
one.
never going to go for anything else.
Give
I had an uncle like that.
Give that one their Scotch. Just have it ready for them, and for everyone else who just wants that, sitting on the porch watching the sun go down at 8 o'clock because we've got these beautiful long days right now, and you're just sitting there just enjoying the beautiful Central Coast weather.
Or they're out on the pontoon.
Wherever you're at right now, maybe you just finished around 18,
Yeah.
and you're coming off and it's 7:30 or whatever, because man, these days are just beautiful, right?
They are. And you know what? Today's the longest. Well, it kind of depends on how you look at it. Today or tomorrow is the longest day of the year.
Is that the equinox?
Yeah, on the on the West Coast, it hits at 10:04 tonight. Summertime starts just a few hours from now, so time is ticking.
So here's the deal: starting tomorrow or at 10:04 tonight. This is perfect for you, and you can grab it. If y'all are listening on your way into farmers market, super easy. There's a couple things you need to pick up, and they're going to be things you want in the house anyway. You need mint, fresh mint.
Okay.
And it's in abundance, always in California, always. Really easy to get. Strawberries, we talked about them. They're fresh, they're amazing, they're sweet, they're beautiful right now. And they're that really bright,
bright,
you know
red.
what I'm saying?
Not like wintertime strawberries.
No.
Right.
So this drink, when you muddle fresh mint and fresh strawberry together, this drink is going to come out like this beautiful blush, amazing color.
Oh yeah.
And it's really just a strawberry mojito when you get down to it. But you muddle fresh strawberry, mint, just a touch of balsamic. If you've got some balsamic at home,
really?
I'm telling you, it's just incredible.
Now, a lot of companies fake the balsamic. You're talking like the true
real deal.
Sweet,
real deal.
Can almost be syrupy in some cases.
Absolutely. No,
Yeah.
and the richer the better, honestly.
Yeah.
You only need a few drops, okay? It's not going to be this crazy, gnarly,
It just gives it a little hint of something that you wouldn't have
like
otherwise.
A barrel-aged rum.
I'm gonna hold you there. Oh, and that's it. And then I'm gonna have you walk through it in just a moment.
Perfect.
Because we don't want the music stepping all over you and and that sort of thing. Right. We are, or you are, listening to Market Fresh. No cocktails yet, I promise. But you're listening to Market Fresh 5:44 the time right now. We're just 15 minutes away from the market opening up. The food vendors, the prepared food vendors, can start selling right at 6 o'clock, and then they ring the bell, I think, at 6:10 when the produce vendors can start selling, but they can start handing out samples prior to that. So the sweet spot is between 6 and 6:10 because you can get some food, and then you can walk around and get those little samples as well. It's like Costco with everything fresh. We are speaking with Josh Kristensen. He is the man behind the bar, the main man there at Sidecar Slow. SidecarSlow.com is how you find them online. They're on Broad between Marsh and Higuera. We're back in a moment.
It's Market Fresh on Crush 92.5 FM.
Randall White here, host of Eat, Drink, Explore Radio, with a tip for Central Coast wine tasting. Eberly Winery was recently voted Winery of the Year by the world's top sommeliers and has one of the best local tours according to Wine Spectator. Eberly Winery open daily 10 to 6, and the winery's cave tours and wine tasting always complimentary. It's easy to find, too. Located on Highway 46 East, just 3.5 miles from Highway 101. Now it's time to plan your visit. Just head to eberlywinery.com.
Seems everybody's going organic, including lawn care. Did you know communities across the country are converting their lawns, playgrounds, and playing fields to an organic care program? And it's working. You can safely control weeds and pests and have a beautiful lawn. Your kids, pets, and water supplies will be safer, and your neighbors will be green with envy. Oh, and in the long run, organic lawn care is cheaper than doing it the conventional way. Switch to organic lawn care today. Visit pesticidefreelawns.org. The folks who brought you this public service message. Check out pesticidefreelawns.org today.
Can we have your attention for a moment? Eat, Drink, Explore Media has an important date we want to share with you. Saturday, July 13th. We invite you to join us at a craft beer and food event like no other. At last count, generous samples from more than 70 breweries will be paired with local culinary treats for the 2013 Breast Fest along San Francisco's waterfront at Fort Mason. Going on its 14th year, the annual Breast Fest has grown dramatically, raising money for an incredibly important cause, providing free, complimentary treatments for women battling breast cancer. The Charlotte Maxwell Clinic offers services such as acupuncture, massage, organic foods, and transportation. The clinic's core mission to provide relief from the terrible side effects of cancer and its treatments. Eat, Drink, Explore Media is very proud to be among the main sponsors for this year's event. For more information, go to thebreastfest.org.
Market Fresh, broadcasting live from the heart of downtown San Luis Obispo. Here's your host, Randall White.
Welcome back to the program, everyone. Great to have you with us. Hey, it is the 30th anniversary celebration for the Downtown Farmers Market on Higuera Street, something they will be kicking off all summer long. Tonight's big 30th anniversary special, the main stage entertainment, from 7 to 8:30 tonight at Nipomo and Higuera Street. So that's all the way at either the south or the western end. I never have my compass exactly right, but southwestern end, down where Tortilla Flats used to be, if you're an old timer. The North Star Session is the name of the band, and that should be a lot of fun. They will continue all summer long with really great 30th anniversary stuff, so keep that in mind. All right, back to the topic at hand. We are joined in studio right now by Josh Kristensen. I haven't messed up a single time on your name today.
You're nailing it, man. You're killing it.
Because last time he was here, I was calling you every different name under the sun. And then when we finished with the video simulcast and I uploaded that to YouTube, I was looking at the bottom and I realized I had the name in there from the guest from the week before. And I was like, okay, I can't win on this one. So,
well, the one fail today is that I thought we were gonna go with me having a different name every time now.
Oh,
so I was gonna be Jean, and then I was gonna be Rodrigo,
Jean-Luc,
and then I was just gonna be like Jack.
We dropped the ball on that one. We're going to stick with your for real name, not for fake. Josh Kristensen with Sidecar Slow. They're online at sidecarslo.com. You'll find them wedged right between is it the Wild Donkey? Is that
absolutely
Wild Donkey and Big Sky? Everyone knows where Big Sky is.
Yeah.
So if you can find Big Sky, you can find Sidecar. And the owners of Sidecar have a couple of other places too, right? They have the coffee place.
The Kreuzberg Cafe on Higuera.
That's how you say it, Kreuzberg.
Kreuzberg.
Okay,
yeah,
good. Then I haven't been messing it up too badly.
Little neighborhood in Berlin, Germany, where one of our owners spent a good amount of time.
It's like an artsy neighborhood, right?
Absolutely. Very eclectic, very artistic, very just indie.
And that's exactly what the place is like too.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's a great representation of I think the spirit of that neighborhood.
And then do they have the sandwich place over here?
They
on
do on
Choro?
Yes, Sal's Paradise. Absolutely. They're right next to the Slow Pasties, and just 2 doors down from Bull's Tavern. Everyone knows where
brilliant
Bull's.
brains. I mean, every one of those places is really worth visiting. So that's cool.
Look, these guys are risk takers. They have a lot of fun with what they're doing, and they just want to do something good that they care about.
I think they realize they're in a college town, but it's a college town where the students actually have a palate.
Yeah, they get it
right?
a little bit. Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, I just want to mention if I can, I'm just going to go off topic here for a moment and let people know the forecast for tonight's market. It's supposed to be right around 70 degrees tonight at the market start, but it is a cool 70 degrees because the winds are kicking at about 20 miles per hour. And if you are watching the video simulcast, you can really see the tents moving. So keep that in mind. Bring a wrap. It will drop into the mid-60s by market close at 9 o'clock. We should be good with clear skies. Coastal fog is pretty much nil during market time. There might be some that moves in overnight, but I don't want to get talking about cocktails and then forget to give you the market fresh forecast. Brought to us each and every week by weatherelement.com. Chris Arndt, who runs Weather Element, is a great guy and gives us some really good information. Okay, Josh, back to the topic at hand here, which is the drink you were mixing up. Let me see how well I put it to memory. It starts with some strawberries, mint, strawberries and mint at the bottom of a glass, and you muddle that.
Correct.
And the strawberries are so sweet this time of year, you probably don't need any sugar, right?
No, and actually the little bit of balsamic that I was talking about, the good stuff, the really good stuff, couple drops of that, muddle all that together, and you really don't need any other sweetener.
Okay.
I mean, the strawberries do the job, and that little bit of sweetness from the balsamic, you get a little of that, like the vinegary, kind of like that in the back of your throat, kind of grabs you a little bit.
Oh, I love it. Like kombucha.
Exactly.
Kombucha?
But
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
But it also has a little bit of a sweetness to it as well. That lends itself, especially when paired with the strawberry and the mint, just really kind of just helps accentuate the natural sugars in the strawberry.
And then you put you were saying rum, dark or light?
A darker rum, but it's not a black rum or anything, but the rum that we're choosing to use is a barrel aged rum, actually. So it's a little bit heartier because you've got kind of some big bad flavors in there. You know, with the balsamic, which is minimal, but that and the strawberries and the mint. You know, look. I like to taste my booze when I'm drinking booze.
You don't want it hidden behind sugar or watered down. Yeah.
So this rum is a a little bit heartier than kind of your average Bacardi Silver or something like that. And so you do a little barrel-aged rum in there.
And you put that in there with the strawberries, and that helps extract the flavors?
After it's been muddled, then pour the rum into it. Let it sit for a second. You're making this at home, and you want to show off in front of a couple of friends. Let it sit for a second.
Yeah.
It does. You don't have to let it sit for 10 minutes or anything like that.
It's a little infusion, like we were talking about before.
Just let it sit.
Right?
Let that rum kind of soak up some of that good stuff, and let the alcohol in the rum pull out all the good stuff that you just muddled up. And then top it with some ice, shake it up, give it a good shake because you really want those flavors to integrate. Mm-hmm. And then as soon as you do that, pour it over fresh ice or just dump it back into a glass. Top it off with some bubbly water, okay? Because that just makes it that summertime light, bright, beautiful. Like it's still rich because of the balsamic and the strawberry and the mint.
But the bubbles make it so much more summery.
It's summertime, man. It's just it just makes it gives it a crisp kind of finish to the cocktail, and it's just I could drink like 7 of those on a porch.
No, that sounds really good. Sitting on the porch, telling long stories. We have a Soda Stream at home. It's one of those machines that makes your own bubble water.
Perfect.
We never use the syrups, and so if you don't use the syrups, it's a really good deal. I mean, you can stop buying bubble water at home. I mean, at the store, and just buy a Soda Stream.
You get one of those, you top it off with a little bit of that bubbly water, and I'm telling you, you got cocktails for the whole party that people are going to be like, "Oh, well, when did you go to mixology school?"
Right?
You're gonna.
That's so cool.
It's a people pleaser.
What sort of glass would you serve that in? In a tall highball?
Yep. Yeah. Exactly right.
Okay. So, or a chimney. So we have 2 minutes left. Less than 2 minutes, and so I want your quick 2-minute version of cocktail number 2 because I promised people 2 cocktails.
Okay, here's the deal. Summertime. I like gin in the summertime. I do love my whiskeys, but gin is just this really bright, botanical, cool spirit. So,
it's vodka with juniper berries, right?
Exactly. And cardamom and coriander, white pepper. Depending on the brand you make, they're gonna have different botanicals, but it's just a big botanical vodka. Mm-hmm. Basically, it's always gotta have juniper. Juniper plays incredibly well with fresh lemon and egg. I know it's crazy. Egg white. People,
just the white, not the yolk.
Just the white. We live on the Central Coast. There's so many great farms around that you can get local, organic, beautiful.
Just wash that shell really well.
Yeah, exactly right. Crack it open, egg white into it. Okay. A little bit of fresh citrus from our Central Coast.
Yeah.
A little bit of sugar. Shake it up with that gin. Shake it really hard. You really got.
Is that like a Ramos Fizz?
Yeah, it's similar. Ramos Fizz has a couple other things that are a little bit, that aren't necessarily
orange flower
local.
Water.
Exactly. But shake that up. What this is called is a silver fizz.
A silver fizz.
It's kind of like the grand pappy of all the fizzes. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna shake it up. I mean, you really got to shake it hard. Shake it for a minute. Put it into a glass.
It's a family show.
Not over ice. And then we're going to top it off with that bubbly water again. Like I said, give it a splash of bitters. If you've got Angostura bitters at home, or if you want to make your own bitters at home, I mean, more power to you. Love it.
I got to cut you off there, Josh. Sidecar Slow, Josh Kristensen, thank you so much.
Love you guys.
All right, you guys, love you too. We're back next week. We'll catch you later here on Market Fresh.
It's Market Fresh on Crush 92.5 FM.